to do air signs. Welcome back, guys. Okay, those of you who are new, very warm welcome. I'm a psychic medium. I cover the astrology, ascension, twin flame path, coaching sessions. We're going to tune into the mid-month energy of the Leo moon, what we're moving away from, and directly to the Pisces moon, what we're trying to bring forward. Now, it does feel like we're in the eye of a storm. Now, the eye of the storm energy is because we are guided to, due to the fact we have the nodes changing, to dump some trunk junk energy, okay? Now, I'm doing these very similar, but I'm going to read the overall energy. I'm then going to get into the house placement for each element, and then I'm going to pull the romance energy. And this is the second element I've picked so far, and the cards are in reverse. And I do feel this is to do with the blockage, a leaving behind of energy, and, you know, integrating it. It's like I deem this point at the moment where we are spiritually, we've hit a wall, we're feeling tired, and we're like, what are we supposed to do? It's almost like the fire alarm's gone off, the shopping centre's guiding you to the car park, and we're all meeting in the car park and pausing to gather information before we proceed forward. Okay, now, very similar to the water elements, and again, everyone collectively can go and look at the overall energy for the water signs, because with the nodes ending, the water sign energy will relate, and also the earth signs, when I do it, they will relate of what we're integrating and what we're moving away from. And then I'm going to do another video. I always add extra work to me because I had some downloads during my quick break in relation to what we're cycling out of with the end of these nodes and why we're having an adjustment issue. Now, for you guys, your crowning energy, it does make me laugh. Now, that is the energy, which is green tourmaline. Abundance and prosperity are an infinite supply. I am grateful for the blessings in my life. Now, in a past tense energy, I'm going to integrate this into your read. And yes, spirits are in the house because the screen's changed color again. We do have a lot of guides around us at the moment, and that color that's coming through on the screen is very similar to, how do I put it, when you do end up waking up and you have an energy in the room with you. So for those of you who haven't experienced that, we got spirits in the house right about now. And expansion in reverse. Okay, so your plan of action at the moment, again, you're in the eye of the storm. Where do I move towards? And I'll integrate this into abundance energy. Again, the green is higher heart chakra. And it's, you know, how to balance that. How to balance with the pain body experiences of what you had go on, air signs. Your teaching energies around you at a collective level, and to heal that pain body experience, it's connecting them with tribe, connecting them with people that are like-minded, choosing a tribe very selectively, but also that of what you experience, you do have something quite grand to share with people. You do actually help upgrade people, and especially with marriages, contracts, and partnerships at the moment, in highlight until May, JUNO going retrograde is linking in with everyone. So this will resonate with everybody in a sense of how we need to look at it and how we need to understand it. Give and take in situations, and due to pain, it's preventing us from moving forward. So we're needing to look at it, and we're needing to understand why that belief system has held us back, and what we're needing to do now. What do we do now? How do we invest in things? How do we trust our intuition? How do we build that confidence in moving the path forward? Because there's, again, a missing link in the puzzle. You're guided at the moment. When it does link into the past, you're faced with a decision. And it is a choice, you know. Some of us, we feel spiritually. Look at how she's looking to the past. Now, on my screen, she is looking to the past. On your screen, it may be vice versa, okay? All in the eye of the beholder. If I pause, it's because I'm getting downloads. I feel from, again, the Leo moon is linking into potentially August last year. Looking back on how far you've come and where you are now. You're needing to look at that. You're needing to look at the current map and what it looks like right now in the here and now. Some of you are needing to make a decision based on very limited information, but your psyche. Okay? Your dream states, again, with the 12th house in Pisces, can be actually moving into the Pisces moon. You're going to have more downloads. You're following your intuition. You're going to have more receptive energy, but your ego might be blocking that due to pain. What you're wanting in your life, again with the Leo moon, it can be inner child wounds. It can be a lot of, and I talked to Mark about this, you know, with the nodes being in Cancer and Capricorn, there's a common theme going on, and we can look at it like a mirror. We're supposed to move away from the Capricorn energy and towards the Cancer energy, but especially since I have so many Cancerian clients, so many Capricorn clients, plus I've been tuning into that energy for 2.5 years. In theory, I'm seeing a common theme going on. The band-aid of what we were using to deal with things and our previous belief system we were looking at. Some of us have been moving the energy onto one area over the other, but there's been, like, to alchemize that, you've got to look at the yin and yang, the healthy balance between both, and what resonates with you more. So people you're linking in with may suddenly not resonate with you, but your ego could potentially be telling you, no, it has to. No, it has to. This has to work. This tribe has to work. It's got to look a certain way. Your work as well may have been in question. The things that you were dependent on. I'm seeing a lot of breaking of codependency right now. So it's looking at it and how you can take your power back. This year, you want a new start, okay? And it hasn't happened yet. So at the heart of it, you're wanting this fresh start. You may be needing to nurture yourselves. You may be needing to recoup. And again, there's a frog. There's a lot of animals coming through on this card. The vibration of 4 is for 2020, but it feels like there's been a delay in you getting that fresh start, and that is the frustration. So you don't see the value in it. You're like, I don't see the value in that of what not has been received. I don't see the healing in this situation due to the fact it hasn't come full 360. I don't see the growth in this. I don't understand why this is happening, universe, because currently I'm wanting a renewal, but I'm not seeing how that can be. Okay, I'm going to pull a clarifier on this. There is a lack of your viewpoint. When it does come to the 11 energy, you're on the right path. But you're trying to integrate something, but others need to work with you too. Now, you know, it's both energies in the yin and yang in your own frequency. It's like you're spreading yourself too fine. And this was past tense frequency. So in the past, potentially, again, with the nose being in Cancer or Capricorn, a little fairy dust over here, a little bit of fairy dust over there, to the point it's depleted you, because some of these lessons were for other people around you. And so energetically, you're thinking, I don't see the value in this now. And that's healthy, because detachment to allow other energies to be part of the process. So what is happening with you is in a belief system, you're evolving and you're no longer seeing nights with you, so you're evolving through that. There's a transformation of this energy, and you don't see a way this can expand. But again, when we're very stuck in an egoic sense with the third eye, with the Leo moon, we potentially, due to the Juno energy retrograde in Libra, the energy of Aries in Chiron, the higher heart chakra being Tumbaline, the energy of Black Moon Lilith in Aries, it's all this first house placement energy at a collective level. So we're looking at it like, how am I seeing this? How are people seeing this? Why is this matrix not matching? This can be in work. This can be in love. It's in all facets of life right now because we're ending those cycles and moving into a new one. So it's very heavy on the heart, very heavy on the chest for air signs. But it's the need for it is to be looked at to lighten the energy for the transformation. Some of this is a transitional state. Some of this also is very much linking in with, it has not been a happy process. It has been a toxic process that you've been moving through. A lot of toxic wounds, a lot of purging, a lot of healing. But at the heart of it, knowing deep down that what you're moving towards are better days because it's all that you will resonate with. The past does not define you. The past is coming up and you've got, I'm hearing, what am I looking at here? What am I looking at here? How do I look at this? Is this a joke? Something feels confusing. Now, the past tense energy, in your opinion, may be not pleasant, whatever that be. There might have been a lot of things that you've worked through. And again, because the node's been in Cancer and Capricorn, this is a very unique energy. And the reason why the Leo moon has so been linked into the media at the moment, A, we're ending a decade. B, the nodes are changing. It's a 2.5-year cycle. It's plus a decade cycle, plus some of this astrology with the Capricorn energy, with the Saturn-Pluto energy was from the 1830s. It's lots of past energy ending. So it's like we're in the heightened energy of the end. You are safe in reverse when it comes to making a decision from the past. This making a decision, some of you may feel other people have made decisions that have directly affected you. Some of you are feeling that due to that, this isn't looking so great. I don't know how this is looking. This new energy coming in, you're trying to shift the focus back onto you, back onto a new beginning, back onto that of what you can control, which is very, yeah, there you go. It's back onto the playful energy in a sense of how do you play? And ingenuity. Now, the message coming through, this situation calls for adaptability and innovation. Now, with that frequency coming through, it is preparing you for next month because the node's moving into Gemini. It will be a lot of information. It can be very social. It can be very busy. It's a lot of information coming at once. It's also with the Uranus and Taurus transit, the need for being able to evolve. That might have been giving you a bit of a beating, but you're looking for something and it's going to mean going back to scratch. Still, it can be with the same situations, but having a fresh viewpoint of it. You also feel that other people around you need to adapt and potentially for their energy in an ascension way, it needs to evolve and it needs to become more flexible. I'm going to pull an extra on that one. What is this energy? Are we still in the house? Yeah. At the heart of the read, you know where you're going, right? You know where you're going. Salmon. And I always use this analogy with Abraham Hicks. It's like knowing something's coming, knowing something's changing. You can feel it in your solar plexus and sacral chakra, and you're like, ooh, the hard work, the hard yards, the effort you're putting in, the determination. You are determined to have a better future. And I'm saying you're not even tuning into It's like there's no choice. I am going to have a better future. And if it means I've got to swim away from that of what I don't want, you will swim against the energy of what you don't want. It's determination. You will fight to the end to have this new beginning, right? Of what? And it doesn't have to be exactly the way you see it, but you have some idea in mind of what health, happiness, wealth, all of those energies are to you. And if it means blood, sweat, and tears, you want to put the energy into blood, sweat, and tears in that direction. Those that potentially are stubborn, you know energetically that this is a test for all to change. Now, the laughter energy, I feel this is no laughing matter. In your mind, it's very serious. And, you know, some of these things, you're not happy that you have to make choices. It might be a situation you're not happy with that you're trying to change and you're taking it seriously. So I don't feel it's like, oh my gosh, you know, I really feel depressed. I feel it's more the energy that you're taking it seriously. You're looking at something, you're taking a magnifying glass, you're looking at it, and you're looking at the value. You're looking at your self-worth. You're looking at your, you know, the choices you can make, which is solar plexus, where you can change your vibration, and the peace that you get will be the transformation. Now, I'm going to tune into each area, and then I'm going to get back down into love and any secondary messages for all the air signs. Now, for Libra, this is your first house placement when it comes to Juno being retrograde. Juno being in your first house, again, with the high heart chakra and Tumbaline, potentially some of you are feeling that you are going back to self-love, that potentially some people have not been speaking your language, showing that direct integrity, or grasping directly who you are. And so in an imbalanced sense, the energy being shifted back onto yourself is to create that balance, right? But it's an assessment. With that energy of green tourmaline, it's also assessing where the value's at. Are people valuing you? Are you valuing them? Are you valuing the path you're on? What are you looking at? And it is a lot of heart chakra. Your marriages, contracts, partnerships is in your first house, guys. So those of you that are Libra of air signs, you are going to be looking at things quite uniquely. Now, the Leo energy was your 11th house. And again, some of your hopes and dreams, do they directly resonate with you now? Don't build on them if they don't. The expansion energy is a temporary delay where you're looking at these areas because you're trying to understand what has just happened in a download. You're trying to understand what this frequency was for the last 3 weeks. It might feel like you've hit a wall. You may feel tired. It's because you're purging the old version of yourself. Some of you are in the energy of old, new, future, you know, and you're bouncing back and forth between them all. And some of you are very much just like in that sense of being just completely in the vibration because you need more information and you are checking in with yourself. So, you know, part of that expansion is on hold for that transformative process. Now, some of you might be really culling some of your friends. You might be looking at it, sensing a frequency, checking it, looking at, hey, have I heard from these people? How are they speaking to me? Do they understand who I am? Do I link in with this energy? What are my pastimes? Where am I spending my energy on? Does it resonate with me now? What are your hopes and goals? And the groups, the connection, okay? The bigger picture of the whole energy of your life right now, and how does it link in? How do you link into that map? And And it's interesting. It's like in a mirror sense, you're looking at it both from their perspective and your perspective, and sort of like how you've sold yourself. I swear I can hear someone here. Some of you guys with these energies. Now, when the marriages, contracts, and partnerships comes up, it is quite duality energy. It's the need for the spiritual sense in it. I'm going to check again with the 12th house with you guys. Let me look. Okay. Pisces for you guys is going to fall into your 6th house placement, which again is your work. It can be the house of enemies. It's like where you're standing in your way, your work environment, your habits, your routines, your health. But I am feeling it's like this opposing energy of your 1st house placement, how that area is being affected. I can hear something. I'm telling you, the veil is very thin at the moment because I'm hearing things. With your work environment, you know, trying to get the balance back, then the foundation situation, and you're looking at that and it's changing, it's evolving. I do feel you guys are coming back to the table and you're looking at life and going, okay, where does your work stand? Where do your finances stand? Who are these people that are in your life right now? Do they directly relate? Is the give and take there? What is the abundance in this? Are people understanding your personal value system? Are there clashes in value systems? And it's a rejig of that. It's like almost accidentally sending a signal out and getting this mirror energy coming back and looking at it and going, okay, I didn't know that I was actually selling that vibration. The 11th house, though, I do feel a lot of you might be kind of changing, where you don't resonate with something at the moment, so you haven't completely had that transformative experience, but you're looking at it and it's really unique, especially with the Libra energy. I'm also feeling green food groups like renewal and needing that burst of vibration where with the higher heart chakra and your passions, and it's like almost depleted vampire energy. Like, yeah, you kind of seen a lot of vibrations around, and you energetically, especially being linked in with JUNO, I do feel for you guys, you know, when you have your relationship sector highlighted, and it's sort of like you guys have it all going on. You've got your relationship sector changing, you've got your work environment changing, you know, at the foundation of everything, but you've changed as well in the 1st house. So it's like almost like those things can change. But then when you completely change, all the work you did might look wasted. It might look like, okay, like, what am I looking at here, Houston? Like, have you had an internal tower moment, Libra? Have you looked at it and gone, I've changed that, I had to rechange it, then go back to the table and go, well, maybe I need to check in with myself. What is my value system? What is my self-worth? What is my self-esteem? And I think most of you are okay with that. I feel it's more to do with the give and take factor, okay? Now, I do feel you guys need to eat green food groups at the moment, and I feel it's for your zine energy. You need some zing, you need some, you know, energy for you to kind of, I'm not feeling level up energy. I feel even have the energy for anything in general. You need to maybe eat something green to give you a zip. When it does come to these past energies, I am feeling, especially linking in, you're trying to comprehend everything, and you might have evolved to the point where there is no going back, there is only going forward. That may not feel comfortable. Certain things are going to come up in you in a huge block sense, where not necessarily is it a spiritual blockage, but it's just you would not choose to relive that vibration, because it would not help you to grow. You would not see the value in it. And that could be the problem point at the moment, especially with the nodes in Capricorn. Money, government, foundations, YouTube. And I'm giving examples. So it could be something to the degree of, you know, a government payment, a government building, your job security, everything kind of departmental financial, physical 3D. Shopping centre, for instance. Oh, God, I've got to go to the shops again. You know, for a tomato, and you could have a tomato in your garden, and you're outgrowing that paradigm. Capricorn energy, right? Cancer energy is family, intuition, the people you're connecting with, your tribe, etc., your family. A lot of those things in a mirror sense are going on. And with your marriages, contracts, partnerships, it's like, how have those areas been out of balance? Again, like value, yin, yang, balance it, right? I'm feeling that's coming up for you guys. So you've changed, but you need to look at it and see how that new map looks like. Now, by the time you reach the Pisces moon, again, it's your 6th house. So there can be things coming up where you've got to create boundaries. It can be within your employment, and it's going to be very important moving forward. If you want this new beginning, that whatever you're doing at a financial level, at a physical level, at a give and take, if it's all take and no give, it won't work. This new beginning won't happen. You are planting seeds of new right now, Libra. Planting seeds of new. Some of you need to rest. Some of you need to have this transformation. Some of you have transformed. You've gone from the frog state to the princess state or the prince state, and you're getting guides from your animal totems. You're getting guides, and again, you're in that renewal frequency. You're like, right, out with the old and with the new. Don't throw the baby out with the baby water. And I heard someone say that the other day, and it was like, I had been thinking that for a while. It's like, don't throw the baby out with the baby water. Don't throw your dreams out of expansion just because something's not matching. It's like shifting the pieces of the puzzle around to make this work. Because you are going to have the freedom. You have choice. You have choice at all times. You may not be grateful for some of the decisions you have to make. It's hard choices. It's being firm, being cruel to be kind. Also, if you're giving your power away in any sense, and this is for everyone collectively, especially with the nodes being in Cancer and Capricorn, and the JUNO transit being in Libra, this will be very relevant for everyone. Looking at where the give and take is, but also because we have paradigm-orientated frequencies coming through, expectations are coming through loudly. Codependency is coming through loudly. Where we are breaking that, but in an egoic sense, we're going to struggle this month mainly because we're fixated on paradigms. If the shoe don't fit Cinderella, Drusilla, Anastasia, it ain't gonna fit, okay? And if you're trying to make it fit, you're delaying an inevitable transformation of give and take, expansion, love, and, you know, being in alignment with the things that you like. So if you're doing something for the sake of others, it won't work. You can do that so long. It's going to come up. It's going to come up. It's going to come up. And it's going to come up this month quite heavily, guys. If something isn't working for all of us collectively, it's going to hurt. It's going to feel uncomfortable. You won't like it. I don't like it. And it's to help you gain the freedom. Now, the freedom doesn't have to be leaving a situation. It can be facing that, shifting the pieces of the puzzle around. But the give and take is compromise, and the compromise is required in this dynamic at the moment for where we're all collectively moving. Gemini, you guys have your 5th house for the energy of JUNO in Libra. And again, your 5th house very much is to do with romance, birth, children, luck. So again, really looking at those areas until May, it's still going to be in that vibration. But at the moment, with Black Moon Lilith being in Aries and Venus being in Aries, it's very 1st house, higher heart chakra, which is the green. And now my twin's calling me. I call him boss. He'll have to wait. I'm going to turn it over so I can concentrate. That energy is going on, so you guys can actually look at things and see how it directly relates to you. Now, with the Leo moon, it was your 3rd house, and this is, you guys, you're going to have big changes anyway, because we're moving into March, which the nodes are going to be in your sign, which is your 1st house placement. And all of who you were versus, you know, potentially all of who you were is going to be completely different within 2.5 years. So you guys, your energy in an air sense energy with the Juno and Libra and you and Mercury, you with the communication, the way you relate to people, your third house, the way you did this will change. Because I keep hearing actions are going to match words. And if they don't, by the time we move into the supermoon, which is a full moon in Virgo, it's like bringing that crap to an end. What you're saying and what you're doing isn't matching. This expansion can't happen. I won't let this continue on because it's not matching putting your money where your mouth is. And this is for us collectively, and it's directly for the sign of Gemini, and it's directly for the sign of Gemini cross watchers. It's like that will be their vibration. If this isn't matching, you're going to have, it's like you're having a nodal return. It's like, no, that's not working for me anymore. What used to work won't work anymore. And it's the shake-up of that frequency. Your 10th house is also activated, and that's by the Pisces moon. And again, people not actually understanding what you're saying, people misinterpreting, you as a playful soul, what that directly means, people misunderstanding who you are and what you're made of. This is a huge, huge change for you guys. Green-eyed monster I'm hearing, and this is for all the air signs. People, through their jealousy, have projected at you, and it has been almost like a frequency, and this is for all air signs. The green-eyed monster, they have more than me, let's take it. They have more than me, let's take it. And it's that lack of gratitude. And it prevents expansion, but it's an egoic projection. Their expansion is their process. Enabling other energies to expand can't be achieved. By direct connection, we energetically upgrade people, but by enabling either ourselves or others, it prevents a transformation. Only we know, and sometimes that's the most frightening thing. What you deem as valuable and what another person deems as valuable may not match. It doesn't mean to say transformation won't happen, but it's taking into consideration, due to the fact we're in Mercury retrograde, people's differing views and how they directly resonate with you, Gemini. So, what might be coming to an end, and I feel for Geminis at the moment, this is quiet energy overcoming them, that they're really meditating on the old version of themselves and, who this new energy is now. Also, how far life has come from August last year to now. Has there been movement? Has there been communication? Have there been cross wires in this? Have you felt you've micromanaged the way you be yourself for the sake of another person? That's going too. You're outgrowing that. It won't resonate any longer. That can be deeply frightening. When you have the 10th house placement again, I feel you guys are having a shake-up in your career sector. I feel you might be looking at the way you were doing things before and you want to do them differently, and maybe it doesn't look like what everyone else is doing. And again, when we do have Saturn going retrograde in Aquarius, Aquarians have this very unique nature. And I know I have so many Aquarians in my life, and this will directly impact all of us. It's almost like we've kind of got the theme of 4 energy coming through, the vibration of 4 for 2020, which is tribe orientation, bringing things together, bringing our lives together, but it might not look like the norm because we're breaking paradigms. So you may feel that some of your ideas are really outlandish and won't be accepted, but it's being that vibration and moving through that fire to show the light of who you physically are. Because it's not going to be, you aren't like everyone else. We're not meant to be like everybody. Your unique version of what you think your ultimate life will be doesn't have to resonate with everybody. You will find your tribe. The tribe will come to you. Some of you are going through a huge career transition, and this will be the freedom. A lot of what is coming up for a lot of us at the moment is moving. But where? How will that look? Is this going to be okay? Some of you aren't going to be comfortable through this transition. Some of you are feeling that you have to be a certain way. Some of you are feeling you're sick of constantly swimming upstream for the sake of others. It's got to be dual energy. Both people, all energies moving towards a common goal, leaving the past behind to proceed forward. This can be a pain body experience too. It's all a choice. It's an internal choice. Pain body experiences are hard yards to do work on. That we don't have a choice on when that happens. But if it has been something at a repetitious pattern level and it hasn't moved, the Leo moon is helping you look at that. Something someone said might have hurt you very profoundly and it stopped you from proceeding forward, Gemini. This could be a very, very old energy that's embedded in you. There is change happening. Now, at the end, I'm going to do Aquarius now, and then I'm going to tune into romance, and then we'll tie it up for all the signs. Aquarius is your 7th house. Oh, gosh. You guys be really in a Libra energy. Again, this is very much connected to marriages, contracts, partnerships. So you could be mirroring someone around you at the moment, which is quite funny because I'm a Libra, and a lot of people around me happen to be Aquarians, which this is really like a double Juno energy for you guys, a double dose of Juno. You've got Black Moon Lilith and Aries, you've got Juno in Libra, which again is that energy of marriages, contracts, and partnerships. The Leo moon is you looking at things and what it meant in the past, really in a reassessment of what it means. Some of you may be holding on to things, thinking you'll never have everything you're deserving of, again, due to this fear of transformation and what that'll mean, and due to experiences that you've witnessed around you, and scared to expand due to past energies, wanting things to stay the same, holding on. And again, with your 12th house activation, which you guys do have that energy there, especially in your dream state, it's like looking at things and being afraid that there's a potential of better. Sometimes moving through hard, adverse energies, it's sort of a vibration from universe that it's going to be better than what you expected. But while you're in that frequency, it's very frightening and we can really want to protect ourselves. And I'm seeing the air signs really protecting what's theirs, really protecting their sanity, their psychology, their health, the things of what they've worked upon to expand. But rigidly, energetically, if a trigger's coming up and it's like, it's because what you're about to shift is so big that the expansion will be so large. But it doesn't feel that way. It's what's going to liberate you into this frequency of having these new beginnings, inner childhood wounds. Leo moon. What a mishmash, guys. What an interesting month. Let me see. Now, some of you are also looking at, with the Pisces moon, all of that. Okay, I'm hearing another download. Aquarius. You guys might be thinking in layman's terms that the way love is given to you is sent differently and you're not understanding the language of love. And it might be something that you guys need to look at. The themes of the language of love, because there are different ways love's shown. And again, next month when we move into the Virgo moon, I do very much feel at a strong level, because it's like super moons are strong, man. They're like eclipse energy. It's in Virgo. It's going to be at 19 degrees. It will be on the 9th of March. We're going to have the nodes change as well. Virgo energy is meticulous. Mark, are you in the house? They're meticulous with their energy. They're like, look, show me the facts. Librans are more, let me understand every side, and I'm going to culminate. They're the, they're the lawyers, they're the judges, they're the magistrates, and that has been coming through a lot too. Gearing up ready for a judgment. Virgo's like, now show me the facts. That's the lawyer coming in, okay? The judge is up there, that's Libra in Juno. And Virgo's coming and going, show me the facts. Give me the black, the white, the details. Now, cause and effect, what shall that be? Are your words matching your actions? And that's for all of us collectively. That in your second house, you are not defined by your assets. You may be wishing to actually manifest more, but is there something spiritual coming up of a reason why that is a need? It's very important to look at this. Sometimes we have a self-esteem and a reality sense, being that I'm going to pull a crystal for you guys. We've got a self-esteem connected to that if a person gives you something, it means they love you. It's so funny when crystals and I speak together. Rose quartz. The language of love does not mean, yes, words and actions need to match, right? But what if that person doesn't have the money for that? Does it mean they don't love you? I'm just saying. Love can be given at different levels. This also might be a message for you during Valentine's Day, right? Love can be shown in many ways. Compassion is love. It's a choice. Experience every element of the zodiac. That's what I'm being shown. So in order to really come full circle, you guys have experienced the good, the bad, the ugly. Now I feel you're gearing up ready to actually pass that karmic test. And with the green tourmaline coming through, I'm feeling with the other crystal I pulled for you guys, I'm grateful for my vital life forces. Provides me with the energy and motivation to live my life to the fullest. Every aspect of moon phase is integrating a new energy inside of you. It's upgrading you. It's changing you. It's transforming you. Every ebb and flow is taking you towards the new, but I feel there's a pause and there's a fair-based frequency about that of which you dealt with. And now you're sort of like, do I jump in? Do I believe this can grow? Do I believe in myself? Do I believe people respect me? Do I believe in my intuition? Do I have healthy boundaries? Do I need to use my Queen of Swords, King of Swords? This will balance out, but it's the assessment state and the judgment energy right now before the Virgo moon. I feel you need to culminate more info before you proceed any further forward. Let's see what's coming up for love. Now, the 9th house is JUNO for Aquarius. Your 9th house, again, is like your spiritual belief system. It will need to be where you look at who you can depend on, and this is where this triggers come from. Who have you been able to be dependent on? Now, spiritually speaking, all of us are going to need to get used to that, in a sense of being non-codependent. And again, because we've had the nodes in Capricorn, it's like those government payments and, you know, pensions and things to that degree, the things we theoretically depend on, those things are changing. And with Uranus being in Taurus, it's all these changes, you know, the beauty in life and the safety and security of having a job for 20 years, it's all those things going on, that going into your spiritual sense and understanding you have the power to create that Capricorn frequency of that foundation, and that if in a belief system you've been triggered in your life and you haven't had people you could depend on, what can you do to bring that back into your life so it's never going to define you again? Because if you have that, you have the balance of understanding that any connection, any contract will not define you. You define you, and you have the power within that. These are cycles of life. So the past, in a sense of romance for all air signs, has changed. You're looking to the future. You're looking to source to give you some downloads. You're understanding that these new beginnings are all cycles. They're a different cycle you're moving into, and you're creating a new cycle. But the energy that in order to get that, you know, there's something fishy, right? So trust that and deal with it head on if you can. If you can't, you may know that you need to walk through some toxic energies to get to the other side. The toxic energy could be a spiritual belief. It could be creating healthy boundaries. It might be having a conversation and looking at the new map and saying, where do we go from here? But I do feel some of you need to clear your chakra systems. when it does come to cord cutting, in a sense of mentally tuning into it, mentally tuning into any vibration that has been toxic, so that you can shift this circle and move towards where you wish to go. I'm going to pull a crystal card on that for the air signs. Yes, it's external energy. It's not you guys, right? There may be, because you guys are intuitively tuning into these energies, the new of what you're wanting to create in love, what you're trying to manifest in, which you won't need to manifest, it's alignment energy, and it's working on your blocks. You can change what is directly in front of you, which is your choice you're making, and that's for all air signs collectively. My mind and spirit are connected with each other and the divine. You can ask universe for help. You also need to trust in the divinity you are and what you have in your abilities, that you're powerful to clear these energies. Any questions? I do feel you guys aren't going to make any rash moves. I feel there could be some serious energies you're shifting, and you do know the hard work you're going to have to apply to change some of these areas. This can be with work, with money, with your health, with your work-life balance, and with the plan. And I do feel you guys are still in assessment about what that is. What's that going to be? You're not quite sure yet, but you know how it should feel, but you don't know how to map that just yet, okay? So you're not jumping in the deep end right now. You're in assessment. You're in judgment state. No questions while we're here? And I'll come back a bit later. I'll have a quick break and I'll come back again. I'm going to try and persevere through these, because I want to do the Zodiacs for March. No questions in the house. Good luck with this. This is a spiritual transformation, and I think you guys are just waiting on information coming in. I also feel you're watching energies play out. Some of you intuitively know something's going to crop up this week. And you're in awareness of that. You're paying it none, but at the same time you have this deep intuitive feeling. Yeah, the bigger picture, like what's not meant to be there, an old energy. This almost reminds me of the world. I'll show you upright. The world. Now it's in reverse. A karmic cycle tying up. This is part of it. Some of you are already spiritually ahead. Some of you know this is going down. And others of you are stuck. And if you're stuck, not good. Undo the stuck energy. Deal with what you have control over. What you can't, okay? But there is some of you that are quite stuck. It's like, do you take a leap of faith moving forward, and what's that going to look like? Are you going to be stuck? So I'm going to go. And I will talk to you guys later, because there could be a delay with the actual video. And I'll see you guys soon. Love and light.